Brasil. Esse nunca teve nenhum brasileiro, nós somos o primeiro a estar. Nada de shootbox, esse é o espírito de shootbox. A gente não existe nunca. Dominamos do começo ao fim, representamos mais uma vez, estamos juntos. Beijo no coração, que Deus abençoe todos vocês. Esse aqui é nosso, Brasil. Hey!
Oh no! Oh, Max gets tagged at the end. Oh my God, they did it! They did it at the end. Charles said, let's go. Charles actually back. Dude, that was scripted. I think Charles did that intentionally. And cracked him with a big right hand. Woo! Cracked him. That is crazy. That is insane. If you hated this fight, you yourself are terrible at picking fights because you should have saw this coming a mile away. Guys, I'm about to say a really hot take. Thank you for the $5, Shaqs. I'm about to say a really hot take. Cover your ears, boys. Cover your ears if you don't want to hear a really hot take, okay? Cover your ears, okay? If you don't want to hear a really hot take, Max Holloway's entire career just got fraud checked. Max Holloway's entire checked. He never fought an elite grappler that tried to take him down ever in his entire career. Never, ever, ever. Max Holloway's entire career. He hasn't been, dude, he has not been the elite of the elite since his championship days back in like 2018, 2019. Like, he's been overrated, dude. He beat up the dead corpse of Justin Gaethje, which was a boring fight that he eye gouged him twice. Charles Oliveira just completely dominated Max Holloway 5-0 and cracked him bad with the point at no. All I hate to say it, but Holloway's entire career. This is gonna be, they're gonna say this is the world's stupidest take, but it's true. But Holloway's entire career.
Max gets his elbow across, finally gets away, but oh, they point down. Oh. He gave him a little bit. He gave him about 5 seconds of it, but Charles Oliveira is your new BMF champ. Like, there's just no way. I don't know if Oliveira speaks English, but someone was asking me before this, it's like, are you sleeping on Oliveira? Yeah. I mean, not that I'm like, is anyone surprised that he was as good in the grappling as he was? No, not so much. I mean, I guess a little bit. I thought Max, a little bit. We'll talk about this in the post-fight show, but that's not the big thing. The big thing is I thought he'd slug it out with him, and he didn't. He was like, fuck that. I'm not slugging it out with this dude at all. Smart call, bro. Smart call. Super smart call. Charles is a beast.
I'm trashing it. I'm trashing the fight. My room is getting a ceiling decoration. Why does Max have to lose? Gets knocked down each fight. Why would he stand? Thank you for the 2. Robbed, people are saying. Good for Charles, but we need certain rules for a BMF belt. Oliveira now does not get credit, which he deserves. I mean, he still gets credit for dominating Max Holloway, but when a BMF belt's on the line, you got to do more, man. You got to do more. Boring. First 2 rounds were sick, though. I wish he would have kept that shit up, but he just kind of won it out. Anik and Rogan gaslighting DC for his common sense take. I thought BMF meant leave it all out there. Yeah, it does. Fights like this make me want to watch boxing.
Nice right hand from Oliveira. Oliveira wins every round. At least he did it at the end. At least they threw some shots. Charles Oliveira deserves the win. He looks amazing. Charles versus Topuria 2 is a possibility. Oliveira bodied him, dude. Yes. His parents are there. It's nice. Listen, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, bro. I'm wrong on the pick. I was way wrong. I really believed in the grappling defense. I believed in the ground game. I believed in the takedown defense. I was way wrong in the prediction. I take as is.
Defeated Max Holloway via unanimous decision. The rematch was not the barn burner that many people expected. It was a decade. Oliveira got hurt in the first fight, I think it was 2015, 2016. But Oliveira went from losing the lightweight title to winning the BMF title the following year. Oliveira entered the fight as the underdog, then landed takedowns at will. The crowd, which had signed up for blood, both of these guys got dynamite in their hand, and both of them, I'm looking at the BMF, Ocho. I understand the objective is to win, but when you say you the baddest mofo on the planet, you gotta let them hands go.
Yeah,
That's not what we got tonight. Right. It started booing. Oliveira didn't change the course. Every time Holloway get a couple of punches on him, he get close. He couldn't stop the takedown. Oliveira take him down.
UFC 326 is finally over, and the fans witnessed an epic fight between the two lightweight legends, Max Holloway and Charles. The MMA pros were also hyped up before this fight, and here's how they reacted to this epic BMF showdown. Ilia Topuria broke down the Holloway versus Oliveira fight, highlighting how Oliveira stayed dangerous throughout, always ready to lock in a sudden submission and turn the tide. He noted that Holloway's overall game seemed to dictate the pace, with striking and control shaping much of the action. Topuria emphasized that while Oliveira's threat was constant, Holloway's versatility and timing made the matchup dynamic and unpredictable.
Who's gonna win that fight? I love Charles because of his personality. He's such an amazing human being. But I think Max is taking.
You think Max gonna win?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but don't count Charles never out. He's dangerous in any moment of the fight. He can just submit you at any time.
However, Arman Sarukian analyzed Oliveira's unpredictability and Holloway's counterbalancing skills. He emphasized how critical moments in decisive exchanges to find the flow, showing both fighters' ability to execute strategy, apply pressure, and respond to shifting dynamics throughout the matchup.
Твой прогноз на бой за титул БМФ Оливейра Холлоуэй. Как пройдет бой, кто выиграет?
От боя зависит. Оливейра иногда просто выходит, так плохо дерется, иногда выходит просто там нереально дерется. Непонятно от настроения человека. Так что, но я все равно больше склоняюсь, что Оливейра сможет выиграть.
Тебе потенциально было бы интересно подраться с победителем, если бы UFC гарантировала, что это будет следующий претендент на пояс?
Да, конечно, было бы интересно подраться. И надеюсь, что Оливейра выиграет. У нас есть предыстория. И сделать реванш. Люди некоторые говорят, что я там сплит decision выиграл, но я считаю, что я выиграл единогласно все раунды, доминировал. И просто зафинишировать его и показать людям, что это не было случайностью, это было реально, что я даже на тот момент, 2 года назад, был выше классом, чем он.
Michael Bisping also reflected on the fight, noting how Oliveira applied relentless pressure throughout, walking Holloway down with confidence and purpose. He highlights Oliveira's well-rounded skill set, striking, jiu-jitsu, and Muay Thai, while also pointing out his impressive physical presence at 155 pounds, which made him look larger and more imposing in the octagon.
Charles Oliveira is going to walk him down because he isn't scared of anyone. He believes in his power. Like, for example, look at that shot that he dropped Justin Gaethje with, okay? He believes in his jiu-jitsu. He believes in his Muay Thai, okay? And he's a real fighter, and he's a good size at 155 pounds. Every time I see Charles Oliveira, I'm blown away by how big he is.
Michael Bisping further analyzed the fight, highlighting how Holloway used sharp footwork to evade pressure, while Oliveira relentlessly threatened takedowns and back control. Bisping notes that once Oliveira gained control, the fight shifted into his dangerous grappling realm, making him a constant threat throughout.
Isn't going to be running because he's not that type of guy. He believes in himself, but he will cut angles, he will use educated and intelligent footwork, and he will stay out of harm's way. Charles Oliveira wants to walk forward with a blitz and then get a hold of you with a body lock, drag you down, jump on your back, get a takedown, single leg, whatever it is. And then from there, he goes to work, and you're in his world. And that's not where anyone wants to be. Doesn't matter who you are. Max Holloway can defend the submission. Of course he can. Max Holloway can do submissions as well. And I'm not saying that Max Holloway can't drop him and get a rear naked choke like George St. Pierre did to me, right?
Meanwhile, Justin Gaethje focused on Holloway's resilience and consistency, noting how national pride shaped his perspective. He highlighted the technical exchanges and overall flow, emphasizing Holloway's ability to adapt and respond to Oliveira's varied attacks.
Who you got, Oliveira or Holloway, Max?
I mean, I'm definitely going to cheer for the American.
You're a true patriot.
Yeah, well, if I have to choose, I'm going to choose the American over the fucking foreigner.
Alexander Volkanovski also broke down the Holloway versus Oliveira fight, highlighting 2 distinct phases. He noted Oliveira's early aggression created moments of high danger, while Holloway gradually asserted control as the rounds progressed. Volkanovski emphasized how Holloway's late-round precision and endurance shaped the flow, steering the fight toward a decisive conclusion, rather than leaving it in the hands of the judges.
Max Holloway, you go 100%. Now, he is gonna get you tired. And he's one guy that knows how to capitalize on someone being tired. If he sees you tired, he's going to make you pay more and more and more, and he can definitely mentally and physically break you down. Does that give him opportunities to get the finish? I am going to say yes. I think Max is going to be the favorite. I think you'll get some better value at him getting the finish. I think he can get the finish. So he's favorite?
Yeah, $1.46.
Oh, big favorite, hot favorite.
John's paying $2.72.
Okay, hot favorite. So let's go finish. I think he can get the finish. I think the later rounds he gets the finish. I think I can definitely see a finish in the 3rd or 4th round even. I can definitely see it. I think Max Holloway can definitely start to do that, start to land, get in a position where, you know, Charles is more shelling up, trying to grab, not really working, and you can just see Max just start getting the finish and the ref's just sort of stopping it.
Alexander Volkanovski highlighted the later rounds as the crucial turning point, noting how Holloway relied on experience and toughness to manage the pressure. He emphasized that endurance and smart strategy played a key role in shaping the fight's progression.
You know, just again, it's just Max is that type of guy that can put that type of pace on you. Charles is going to be dangerous enough to, you know, put him in danger, but the only thing is, you can't do that for 5 rounds with someone like Max. And so either Charles lands and gets a finish early, or he gets finished in them later rounds. That's what I'm thinking. Can it go a decision? Of course it can, you know. But I just think that I'm leaning more towards a finish than a decision for Max.
Moreover, Tim Welch highlighted how Oliveira applied constant pressure and drove a fast, chaotic pace. He noted that Holloway stayed composed, relying on cleaner striking and sharp footwork to manage the exchanges. Welch emphasized that Holloway's experience against elite competition allowed him to navigate Oliveira's aggression effectively, using precision and technical skill to keep the Brazilian's threats under control throughout the matchup.
I think Max Holloway. Charles Oliveira is going to come out there, put the pedal to the metal, make it just a hectic fight, come out there with that pressure. I think Max Holloway is going to have a little bit crisper boxing, be a little more fancy with his feet. And I don't think he's going to get overwhelmed with Charles Oliveira's pressure. I think he's going to be prepared for that. He's been fighting so long with such elite guys. He's going to be prepared for that pressure. But Charles Oliveira, I mean, that dude is so gnarly. So I think Max Holloway is going to get it done.
On the other hand, Curtis Blades explained the matchup strategically, highlighting Oliveira's ability to dictate the fight with grappling and takedowns. He noted that extended striking exchanges carried risk, making control during transitions essential for shaping the action.
Ooh, Oliveira, because if Oliveira's smart, you take him down. You don't want to stand up on the feet for too long with Holloway.
MMA Guru also broke down the Holloway versus Oliveira rematch, noting how Oliveira's pressure and skill challenged Holloway from the start. They observed that Holloway struggled to dictate the early rounds, allowing Oliveira to assert control and make the exchanges unpredictable. The expert highlighted how Oliveira's approach created key moments that shaped the fight and tested Holloway's responses throughout.
Saw someone suggest Holloway versus Oliveira 2 at lightweight. Who do I think would win that? I think Oliveira would win against Holloway at this point. You got to have power to beat Oliveira, in my opinion, and Holloway just doesn't have that pop in his shots. So he couldn't bully Oliveira early on. And I think he would give up. He'd be on the back foot and he would give up some kind of back position. So I'd go Oliveira, but, you know, that'd be a good one for Oliveira, try and get a loss off of his resume.
Stephen Thompson emphasized Holloway's relentless pace and constant readiness to engage. He highlighted how Holloway's unyielding spirit and willingness to fight at full intensity influenced the flow of the matchup, creating dynamic exchanges that kept both fighters challenged.
BMF, baby. I'm going for my man Max. You cannot bet against that guy. He's always bringing.
Meanwhile, Alex Perez highlighted Holloway's defensive acumen against Oliveira's submission threats. He noted how Holloway avoided prolonged grappling exchanges and leveraged precision striking and volume to navigate the octagon, keeping the fight competitive and strategically complex.
I think Charles is going to be Charles. Very good submission game, but it's not a wrestler. He's not going to be able to take him down and do that, you know. And Max ain't going to take him down. I think Max is more of a volume striker, puncher. I think Charles has more weapons, but Charles does get touched a lot. And he I think in every fight since I can remember, he's been dropped, you know. So besides the last one, but usually like every fight he gets touched and he gets dropped, whether it's early in the fight or late in the fight. But I give Max the edge.
Eric Nixick also described the fight as a technical chess match, with both fighters using reach and movement to control exchanges. He pointed out Oliveira's grappling threats during transitions, especially front headlock attacks, while Holloway's stance switching, movement, and versatility made him difficult to pin down, shaping the overall dynamic.
Man, you know, I think it's going to be a good chess match between guys who utilize their length really well. And also, like, I feel like for Charles, how can he mix in some of those takedowns and fit-ins? Because Max Holloway is a guy that just, you know, he doesn't really get taken down. And when he does, he's not on the ground very long. So transitional submissions, I think for Charles, if he can be able to get some front headlock series stuff on Max. But I think for me, I lean more towards Max just because of his style and his ability to be in and out of both stances and not really in one place at one time. And, you know, so, oh man, what is that, March 4th? So we're coming up on March 7th. Yeah, pretty quick, man. So great fight. I'm excited for it. Yeah, I lean towards Max just because I think of his all-around skill set.
On the other hand, Ayamin Zahabi analyzed the Holloway versus Oliveira fight, noting that their first encounter ended unusually with Oliveira's shoulder injury, which made it difficult to conclude. He observed that Holloway's striking dominated much of the action, highlighting his range, precision, and durable chin. Zahabi noted that Oliveira struggled to secure takedowns or submissions, keeping the fight largely on the feet, and emphasized that Holloway's skills shaped the pace and advantage throughout.
Yeah, you know, I can't even remember who won the first fight. Who won the first one? Oh, that's the one where his shoulder gave out. Yeah. No, I remember that. Yeah, that was weird. I mean, you can't really go off that. Now I remember that you brought it up. Yeah, no, that one was brutal. I mean, listen, I'm going with Max. People may not like that answer. I don't know, is he the favorite or not? I have no idea. Yeah, but I just think his striking is it's going to be too much for him. And, you know, he's got great range. He's got a great chin. I don't think Oliveira is going to take him down and sub him. I just don't see that happening. I think that Max has got the advantage on the feet. But, you never know with Oliveira. You know, another great fight. I would say, you know, Max has got the advantage. I think 60-40 for Max.
That wraps up today's video. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this fight between Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira, so drop a comment below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.